Imagine just for a second that time where you went swimming by yourself in a pool, a lake, the ocean, some body of water where it was dark. And you can get that little feeling of terror in the back of your head, which is exactly what Night Swim captures. The film, it stars Wyatt Russell as a former baseball player who was diagnosed with MS. He convinces his family, his wife, played by Kerry Condon, to move into this house because it has a pool. The pool is nice, the house is a great deal, all that good stuff. It's very poltergeisty feeling, and you get a lot of it from Night Swim. Night Swim, it's a strange horror film because it had me on the edge of my seat the entire time. I was going, nope, 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 not going to look at that the entire time while I was watching the screening. And yet it has this other element to it, which is this sort of family dynamic with baseball and a little bit of comedy, a little bit of unintentional comedy, which for a couple of the line reads does end up taking the horror and making it a little more funny. But like I said, that feeling that you get when you are swimming by yourself, Night Swim does give you that. It gives you plenty of terror as this film. This is the first film of 2024. This is the first horror film of 2024. And it's not a great movie. The script is a little ham-fisted. It very, very much punches you right in the face with some of the stuff that it's trying to get across. It does push across this message that's sort of like, oh, hey, you have this sort of uncurable muscular nerve disease. Well, this evil swimming pool is really your only salvation, and love is a sacrifice. That's what it gets down to at the heart of it. But through it all, it still remains an entertaining film. The terror, the horror of it, some of the monsters that are in the pool, some of them look a little bit silly. They look a little too digitized. It feels like you definitely could have just had a person in a suit in a water tank do this instead of having them be CG. And they went through all the trouble of putting the actors and everybody, cameras, everything, underwater. You have multiple scenes where they're going above the line of sight on the water, and they couldn't put the monsters in suits or do anything like that with practical effects. That would have been a lot more scary. But that feeling, that tension, it builds up. It does actually scare you. I was sitting there in the theater going, nope, 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 not going to look at that. Nope, what's that in the background? Night Swim, it captures that. And it does it without jump scares. There's not that many jump scares. They're like the traditional scares here, but there's a lot of tension that gets built up. And then it smacks you in the face with the scare after you've sufficiently been built up, let down, and then built back up again. The performances here, besides some questionable line reads that lead to a little bit more laughs than anything, and Kerry Condon's accent slipping a little bit through. Her American accent isn't quite perfect. You get a little bit of her natural tongue in there, but the performances are fine. The two kids, they do an admirable job here. The rest of the people surrounding this do a great job. And there's a scene in the near the end of the film that is just thrilling, with an explanation of what everything is going on with this killer swimming pool. Also with Night Swim, as a fan of heavy metal, any movie that has a needle drop by Judas Priest and baseball in it, it's going to be fine in my book. They do a nice job with the music here as well. Judas Priest gets a shout out from the Night Swim crew. So if you're in the mood for a movie about a killer swimming pool, you're in the mood to kind of turn your brain off and not think too much, maybe get a little bit of laughs out of your horror movie, Night Swim does the job. It's not a great movie. It's barely a good movie, but it'll entertain you. Wyatt Russell is absolutely fantastic here. And if you think that this is just some sort of, monster chases you around movie, it's not. It's a little bit more than that. And it's an admirable job by the filmmakers, the directing and writing team here, because they took a short film and expanded it into a long-form feature film and gave it sort of these nuances and a little bit of extra in there to carry a nice premise across the finish line. Night Swim releases in theaters this Friday, and, it's a fun time. If you're going to go check out a horror movie here in 2024, you can do worse than Night Swim, and it's just a hell of a lot of fun. So if you like Blumhouse's style, if you like Wyatt Russell, if you like being scared, if you like that buildup of tension, and you like some pretty decent effects, a pretty good story here, it all adds up to Night Swim being an entertaining, watchable movie for you to go see as the first horror movie you go see in 2024. And if you like this review and you want to see more, I've got a whole playlist of movie reviews right here. You can check them out. Did plenty of reviews last year. I've got plenty more planned for 2024, so check it out.